Look around you. The people closest to you are either lifting you higher or quietly holding you down. That's the truth. You can't build a big life while staying in rooms filled with small minds. Energy is contagious, and if you're surrounded by negativity, doubt, and excuses, sooner or later, that becomes your reality too. Think about it. Have you ever shared a dream with someone only to hear, "That's impossible," or "Don't get your hopes up"? Those words stick. They plant doubt. They make you question yourself. But the opposite is also true. When you're around people who believe in you, people who challenge you, people who refuse to let you settle, you grow. Picture a plant. Put it in the dark, and it withers. Put it in the sunlight, and it thrives. You're the same. The environment you choose feeds your growth or drains it. Remember this: you don't have to cut everyone off, but you do have to choose wisely who gets your energy. Friends who cheer for your wins, mentors who call you out when you're slacking, people who inspire you by the way they live their own lives. That's the kind of circle that fuels your fire. Life is hard enough on its own. Don't carry extra weight by surrounding yourself with doubters. Choose those who see your potential even when you don't. Choose those who clap for you even when the world stays silent. So ask yourself, who's in your corner? Are they pushing you forward or pulling you back? Because your circle matters more than you think. Surround yourself with people who remind you of where you're going, not where you've been. Build a circle that makes you braver, louder, stronger. And never forget, you rise higher when you re-lifted by those who refuse to let you fall. We live in a world that loves appearances. The shiny car, the perfect selfie, the big house, all of it looks impressive on the outside. But here's the question: does it actually make you happy? Because looking successful and being fulfilled are two very different things. So many people spend their lives chasing things that only look good to others. They build a life that photographs well, but when they're alone at night, they feel empty inside. That's what happens when you live for the approval of the crowd instead of the peace of your own heart. Think about it. Would you rather have 1,000 likes on a picture, or a handful of real people who'd show up for you on your worst day? Would you rather wear expensive clothes or wear a genuine smile because you're living with purpose? Here's the truth. The things that matter most aren't flashy. Love, health, growth, purpose, those don't always show up in a perfect Instagram post, but they're what actually make life rich. Picture this. Someone buys the most beautiful, expensive car, but they're too stressed, too lonely, or too unhealthy to even enjoy driving it. On the other hand, someone else might be riding an old bike, but they're free, laughing and living fully. Who's really winning? Don't let the noise of the world trick you into chasing things that only look good from the outside. Focus on what feeds your soul. Focus on relationships, on growth, on becoming the kind of person you'd be proud of. At the end of your life, nobody remembers how perfect your photos were. They remember how you made them feel. They remember the love you gave, the difference you made, the way you lived with meaning. So live for what matters. Choose depth over display, purpose over applause. Build a life that feels good, not just one that looks good. Failure hurts. It stings. It makes you question yourself. But here's the truth most people forget. Failure isn't the finish line. It's the classroom where you learn the lessons that success will one day demand. Think about it. When you were a kid learning to walk, you fell hundreds of times. Did anyone call you a failure? No. They cheered because falling meant you were trying. That's exactly how life works. Falling isn't the problem. Staying down is. The people you admire today, the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the artists, every single one of them failed before they succeeded. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company. J.K. Rowling got rejected again and again before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. Their failure didn't destroy them. It shaped them. Failure shows you what doesn't work, so you can figure out what does. It builds resilience. It teaches humility. It sharpens your skills in ways that success alone never could. But too many people let failure stop them. They hit one wall and decide it's over. That's like stopping a movie halfway and assuming the story is done. Your failure is just one scene, not the ending. Imagine if Thomas Edison had quit after the first few light bulbs didn't work. We'd all still be living in the dark. He famously said, "I didn't fail. I just found 10,000 ways that didn't work." That's the mindset that changes everything. So here's the reminder. Failure doesn't define you. It refines you. It doesn't close the door. It points you toward the right one. The next time you fall, don't give up. Get up. Learn. Adjust. Try again. Because failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of it. And one day, you'll look back and realize every failure was just pushing you closer to where you were meant to be. Value your time like it's the most expensive thing you own. You can always make more money, but you can never make more time. Once an hour is gone, it's gone forever. And yet, so many of us treat time like it is cheap, wasting it on things that don't matter, on people who drain us, on habits that lead nowhere. But here's the truth. Your time is the most valuable thing you will ever own. Think about it. If someone stole $100 from you, you'd be upset. But how many times have you let someone steal hours of your life with negativity, gossip, or distractions, and you didn't even blink? Money comes back. Time doesn't. Every single day is a deposit you'll never get back. How you spend it will decide the quality of your life. Are you investing it in growth, love, health, and purpose? Or are you throwing it away on things that won't even matter a year from now? Here is a simple example. Imagine you had a bank account that gave you $86,400 every morning, but by nightfall, whatever you didn't spend would vanish. You'd use every dollar wisely, right? That's exactly how time works. You get 86,400 seconds every single day. Spend them wisely, or they're gone forever. Ask yourself, who and what is worth my time? Because not everything deserves a yes. Learning to say no is one of the most powerful ways to protect your future. Don't live on autopilot. Don't waste your days scrolling, complaining, or waiting. Treat your time like gold, because it's worth more than that. So here's the challenge. Spend your time like your life depends on it. Because it does. Put it where it counts. Build memories. Build yourself. Build the life you'll be proud of. Because when the clock runs out, you won't wish you had more money. You'll wish you had more moments that mattered. At the end of your life, people won't remember what you owned. They'll remember how you made them feel. The cars, the clothes, the titles, they fade. But kindness, love, encouragement, the impact you leave on others, that's what lasts forever. Think about the people who've changed your life. Maybe it was a teacher who believed in you when no one else did. Maybe it was a friend who showed up when you were at your lowest. Maybe it was a stranger who gave you hope with just a smile or a kind word. Their impact still lives inside you. That's the kind of power you hold too. Life isn't just about taking, about getting more, owning more, achieving more. True fulfillment comes from giving. Giving your time, your encouragement, your knowledge, your love. Even the smallest act of generosity can ripple out further than you'll ever know. Picture throwing a stone into a lake. The ripples spread wider and wider, touching places far beyond where the stone landed. That's what happens when you give. You may never see all the lives you touch, but they're out there, carrying a piece of your kindness forward. And here's the beautiful part. When you give, you don't lose. You gain. You gain purpose. You gain meaning. You gain a legacy that outlives the years you spend on this earth. So don't just chase success, chase significance. Don't just build a life that looks good. Build a life that does good. One day, long after you're gone, someone will smile, push forward, or find strength because of something you gave. That's impact. That's immortality. So give more than you take. Live in a way that your presence becomes a gift, and your absence leaves light, not emptiness. Live boldly. Because regrets weigh more than mistakes. One day, you'll look back on your life, and the heaviest pain won to come from the risks you took that didn't work out. It'll come from the chances you never took at all. Regret is heavier than any mistake you could ever make. Think about it. A mistake might sting for a while, but you learn, you grow, you move forward. Regret, on the other hand, stays. It follows you. It whispers, "What if I had tried? What if I had spoken up? What if I had gone for it?" That what if becomes a weight you carry for the rest of your life. Have you ever met someone older who tells you about the dream they never chased? You can see it in their eyes, that spark of longing, that sadness of knowing they let fear or doubt stop them. They don't regret failing. They regret not even trying. Living boldly doesn't mean being reckless. It means choosing courage over comfort. It means saying yes to opportunities, speaking your truth, taking that leap even if your voice shakes. Because even if it doesn't go perfectly, you'll walk away with experience, with growth, with a story to tell. Mistakes can be corrected, lessons can be learned, but regret has no fix. It only leaves empty space where life could have been lived. So don't play it safe just to avoid mistakes. Safe often turns into stuck. Instead, dare to try. Dare to love. Dare to dream out loud. Dare to live in a way that makes you proud when you look back. Because in the end, you won't remember the little stumbles. You'll remember the moments you were brave. So live boldly. Take the shot. Step into the unknown. Choose action over hesitation. Because mistakes fade, but regrets last forever. And you deserve a life with none. How many dreams have died because someone kept waiting for the right time? Be honest with yourself. How many times have you said, "I'll start tomorrow"? Tomorrow turns into next week. Next week becomes next year. And suddenly you're looking back, wondering where the time went. Here's the truth nobody wants to admit. The perfect moment doesn't exist. Life will always be messy. You'll always feel like you're not ready enough, not smart enough, not stable enough. But if you keep waiting for flawless conditions, you'll be stuck in the same place forever. Think about this. A baby doesn't wait to walk until it is sure it won to fall. It just takes the step. It stumbles. It falls. But eventually, it walks. That's exactly how your dreams work. You don't need to be ready. You need to move. Picture this. A pilot sitting on the runway refusing to take off because the sky isn't perfectly clear. Ridiculous, right? That's exactly what you're doing when you delay your dreams. Planes are built to fly, and you were built to move forward. The fear, the doubt, the uncertainty, they'll always be there. But action is what changes everything. One small step creates momentum. One choice today can completely change where you stand a year from now. So stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Write the first page, record the first video, start the workout, apply for the job. Whatever it is, start now. Messy, imperfect, scared. Because at the end of your life, the pain of regret will always be heavier than the fear of trying. This is your sign. Don't waste your life waiting for perfect. Perfect never comes, but progress does. So take the step. Start today. Fear is loud, isn't it? It whispers in your ear, telling you you're not good enough, not ready enough, not strong enough. And if you listen too long, fear starts making your decisions for you. Suddenly, you're reliving a smaller life than you were meant to live, not because you couldn't but because you didn't try. Think about how many dreams have been buried because someone said, "What if I fail?" Fear builds walls in your mind. It convinces you to stay safe, to settle, to stay in the comfort zone. But here's the truth. Comfort zones are prisons disguised as safety nets. You're not protected there. You're trapped there. Remember your first time riding a bike? You were terrified of falling. But the moment you pushed through, you realized it wasn't as scary as your mind made it seem. That's how life works. Fear is usually bigger in your head than it is in reality. Every person you admire, every success story you've ever heard, they all had fear. The difference is, they didn't hand fear the steering wheel. They felt it, acknowledged it, and still moved forward. That's courage. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing to act in spite of it. Imagine this. You're standing at a doorway to the future you want, and fear is the guard blocking the entrance. If you turn back, you'll never know what's inside. But if you walk through, even shaking, even scared, you unlock a version of yourself you didn't know existed. So here's the challenge. Don't let fear write your story. Let faith, let courage, let vision take over. Fear may visit, but it doesn't get to stay. Your future is too important to hand over to fear. Take the risk, step into the unknown, and prove to yourself that you're stronger than the voice holding you back. Because the life you want is waiting, just on the other side of fear. Comparison is a thief. It doesn't just steal your joy, it steals your focus, your peace, and your progress. And the worst part? You're usually comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. Think about it. You scroll through social media and see someone traveling, someone buying a new car, someone hitting a big milestone. And instantly, you feel behind. You feel like you're not doing enough, not achieving fast enough. But here's the truth. You're running a completely different race. Their path isn't your path. Their timing isn't your timing. Have you ever planted a seed and expected it to bloom overnight? Of course not. You know growth takes time. Some flowers bloom in weeks, others in months, some in years. But when they bloom, they're all beautiful in their own way. Your life works the same. Everyone is moving at their own pace, fighting their own battles, and carrying their own struggles you can't even see. Just because someone got there first doesn't mean you've failed. It just means your story is still unfolding. Here's the danger. When you spend too much time looking at someone else's lane, you stop running in yours. You slow down. You lose sight of what makes you unique. Your only real competition is the person you were yesterday. If you're growing, if you're learning, if you're moving forward, you're winning. That's what matters. So stop comparing. Start appreciating your journey. Celebrate your progress, even the small steps. Because the truth is, you don't need to be ahead of anyone. You just need to be ahead of where you were. Your story is yours for a reason. Walk it proudly. Trust your timing. Stay focused on your lane. What good is all the success in the world if you don't have the health to enjoy it? You can buy a big house, drive the nicest car, stack your bank account. But if your body is weak, your energy is gone, and your mind is drained, none of it will feel like wealth. The truth is, health is the foundation of everything. Without it, even the smallest tasks feel heavy. With it, life feels lighter, brighter, and full of possibilities. Yet so many of us take it for granted, treating our bodies like machines that will keep running no matter what. We stay up too late, eat whatever's quick, skip movement, drown ourselves in stress, and then act surprised when we crash. Think about it. If you had only one car to drive for your entire life, would you neglect it? Of course not. You'd take care of it, fuel it properly, service it often. Your body is that one car, and you don't get a replacement. Health doesn't mean being perfect. It's not about having a six-pack or running marathons. It's about honoring your body, drinking more water, moving daily, choosing foods that fuel instead of drain you, taking breaks when your mind is tired, protecting your peace as much as your muscles. Because when you're healthy, everything else becomes easier. You think clearer. You move faster. You smile more. You actually get to enjoy the life you're working so hard to build. So don't trade your health for hustle. Don't sacrifice your body for temporary wins. The true wealth is waking up with energy, having the strength to chase your dreams, and the peace of knowing you're taking care of yourself. Remember, Money can't buy back time, and it can't buy back health. Start treating your body like the treasure it is. Your future self will thank you. Take care of your health, because that's the real wealth.